Now in this particular qualifier, they only got 2 points or 1 point for each win. They would have made it out of the groups.
Oh.
Yeah, they would have.
So
Over who?
I think it would have been Deck Avenger.
yeah, I think so. They were in the same
I
group.
could be wrong. They might. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how that worked out. The thing for Wings in the Chinese qualifiers, they won games they shouldn't have, and then lost games they shouldn't have. So that was pretty tough for them. But we're already into the draft here between Virtus.Pro and Wings Gaming. We're trying to make up for some lost time here, and Virtus.Pro the immediate ban out of the Ember Spirits.
Earth Spirit.
Make it a trend.
Our Spirit, excuse me.
I'm not opposed to that. I mean, it's a hero that is just annoying to deal with. Now, we have seen Virtus.Pro before. The game that they played on stream here was a very tough game for them. They actually played really well for a very long game. We saw the Death Prophet from G, which rightfully then gets banned out, who was basically a one-man army and could take on the entirety of Team Secret. But Team Secret played for the super late game with the Naga Siren split push. Do you feel like anything from that game that'll take away to deal with, to take away to use against Wings?
Play Void the way they did. I mean, that sounds a little mean, but
If you're gonna do it that way, you gotta have physical damage to back it up.
yeah. Which, like you said, if the Lina got farmed enough, that game could have gone.
Just took too long.
Yeah. Looks like they're gonna open things up with Invoker.
G Invoker.
I want to see a little visage.
We might see it. Ven's Visage. Make it happen.
Yeah. Hey, visage just got buffed. Like, it's a pretty minor one, but it's there.
Hey, maybe they want to save it. You never know.
We have to make it past the group stage.
They
know
basically
it's
make
coming.
people forget about it. It's
No,
like, if we don't pick it now, people won't know, and then we'll pick it when it's...
I mean, it's just something that gets fifth banned if Lil doesn't have a hero yet, but beyond that, they're still much more... I mean, they want to ban out the Earth Spirit more than they want to ban out a Visage or anything else.
Lina, maybe.
Lina as well.
Yeah. Alright, Night Stalker support, Nature's Prophet offlane. I imagine that's gonna be the...
10 seconds remaining.
They really like their Night Stalker Wings too.
5 seconds remaining.
I think I've seen some Chinese teams slide him up into the offlane position, get him an Iron Talon, and farm the side camp if you have some issues. What I have seen teams do, I don't know if Wings did this, but it was really common in the Chinese qualifiers, is you would get an offlane Night Stalker, and he would barely even go into lane. He would spend the majority of the day just farming jungle.
Okay.
Side camps.
The side jungle
so
camp.
he'd fight the side jungle camp, and then go into lane and just sap a little bit of experience and then go back. Because during the day, you can't really do a whole lot anyway, and if you... With an Iron Talon, you can kind of farm up that side camp relatively fast, and you can be ready for a quick, a pretty decent first night.
So basically, once you hit the first night, you're level 3-ish, and you get your boots, and you start to
actually
more of a... Yeah, okay, that's fair.
Yeah, and when it's nighttime, you're not in the lane because you're killing people.
Exactly. A farmer night harmer.
Pretty tricky to try and kill Lycan, though.
10 seconds.
Yeah, this is a
Generally.
really early Lycan pickup. Usually, it's interesting to me to see them kind of show their hand this early, because I don't think Lycan is something that Wings would have...
No, Wings banned Lycan against Vega.
That's true.
They did the
That's
research.
True.
So
okay, all right.
VP, they want Lycan.
They won Lycan. So, Lycan, obviously good in combination with loads of other creeps. Chen is still in the pool. Are we expecting to see a Chen hero, or any hero, like, or which hero with other minions can we see? Can we expect
they already got Forge Spirits. I think that's already enough.
Really good. Yeah.
I don't think you need to go to the deep end. I mean, I remember,
they are brood pickers.
Yeah, I remember Alliance did the Lycan Brood in Dream League.
Oh god.
There was that one game where like the 18 spiders that got howled and just like two-shotted. Well,
so far, Nature's Prophet and Night Stalker, not the best to deal with the brood. I mean, obviously Night Stalker is nice later on in the game, but during the laning stage when it's actually very scary, I think if Phobos could get ahead in that hero, and we know he can.
I think both Invoker and Lycan eats enough farm off the map where you want an offlane that maybe could give a little bit more space in that regards. But they could definitely fit a brood if they want.
So far, I mean, you would still last pick it, right?
I'm thinking more of like something like a Clockwork that could set things up for the rest of your team.
Sorry, Brian.
No Visage.
I like how Wings does their homework though.
Yeah.
This thing I was talking about earlier is I really like the drafting phase at the beginning of patches because it's less set on what the really firm strongest heroes are, and so you have to draft more based on what the other team likes to pick. So it requires a bit more research for the drafters of the teams to like say, okay, they like to get this hero at this early stage, so we want to ban this because they're particularly good at it. We would ban it against this team, but not ban it against this team. And it's really fun to see teams like Wings, who are people haven't heard of a lot, kind of like considered a B tier Chinese team that they don't really the lower scenes in China don't get a whole lot of exposure. So it's good to see them come out guns blazing, doing their research, and knowing how to beat some of these top tier teams.
What do you think of the Juggernaut pick?
And man, they're going in just for the draft. No chance.
I am not sold on the Juggernaut pick because I feel like the Omni Slash is gonna have to eat a lot of other stuff like Forge Spirit, Wolves, and Necro Books. And honestly, the Healing Ward, you can't depend on it. Again, the minions are so good at breaking it up. So I'm surprised in terms of why it got picked.
Some of the Chinese teams have really been prioritizing the Juggernaut. I'm not quite sure why. I'll have to pick somebody's brain about it.
Perhaps for the early push potential. Perhaps for the fact that even if you lose your lanes, it's still a hero that can actually do something with the levels that it gets, regardless of how much farm you have.
He's kind of the poor man's Gyro in some ways too, in that he can do a lot of nuke damage in lane with the spin, with the setup from a support.
I think his Gyro's in the pool, so
yeah. I don't know. I have to wait and see if they have some kind of secret plan in mind. For this match. Which hero are we gonna see mid here? Which hero would fit in Wings' lineup?
Well, they did run the Dagger Bat earlier.
Yes. Is that a decent matchup, you think, for the Invoker?
I think they're both gonna get farm. Depending on the build that Invoker goes for, he can actually get solo killed by the Bat.
Yeah, we saw that earlier, obviously, with S4. Yes. Who got a lot of kills earlier on.
Little me mugging the camera.
Against Fnatic.
Do you start with a stick if you're Invoker against a Bat?
Here's the thing, I've seen a lot of Invoker versus Zeus matchup. They never start with a stick. They just go for the no Fairy Fire and a pull tango. So
I think it would be the same against a Bat.
Yeah. Although the way that Blink plays his Bat, he goes boots first, straight up.
Yeah, that's
and
fine.
like level 2 he goes to start making some plays. But who knows if it's even gonna be a Bat.
We'll maybe find out soon. The Vengeful Spirit's still there for the Aura with the Lycan as well. That's looking like the startup of a very scary death ball.
Yeah.
The only answer that Wings has so far perhaps is the split push. The wave clear comes from the Nature's Prophet mostly. They don't really have a lot of extra wave clear. Is there any kind of support you would wish to see on the side of Wings that they could actually work with that would be able to deal with that kind of push?
Wings like to pick Keeper. And they're very good with Keeper, but I'm not sure if it's a good counter to split pushing, right? Because your Keeper is more of a, I'm going to sit my tier 3 and blast your 5-man push.
Yeah.
If they're going more like
and deny
zoo push,
farm as well at the same time.
If they go like more zoo push, like put together to push with the Forge Spirits and all the Lycan stuff, yes. But I mean, if they know there's a Keeper, they just won't, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So.
Also, Night Stalker plus Keeper is a Nombo, if you want to call it.
Night versus light.
Yeah.
Yeah, versus day, I guess you can also say.
Oh, one thing that I think Wings need to get on top of this game is to keep putting Treants into the Roshan pit. Because this dire lineup could easily sneak it anytime they want.
Right? Are they going to be fast enough even if they have a Treant there? Because if Adventure also gets a Medallion or something?
Yeah, I mean, you got Alacrity, you got Wolves. I think Lycan might be the one that's getting Medallion. One of the few heroes that actually do get so Medallion these days.
And I think this is a decent pickup against this lineup here, the Razor. Decent clear.
10 seconds remaining.
It's like okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's not
amazing, but it's not awful either. I'm interested to see what their last support is. I think they need a little bit of
do they not need
lockdown.
Yeah, because I feel like if Lycan is in wolf form, obviously if he's not, then maybe he's gonna get silenced. But if he's in wolf form, he can just run around and do whatever he wants.
Right.
If he gets static linked, he might get sprouted, but you're gonna imagine that he will be able to eat his way through.
If they didn't already have a Night Stalker, I would say go for the old school Enchantress counter to Lycan. He starts running away and you just impetus him down.
10
but I don't think we'll see that.
Man, I still like Kato so much here. Even though
they might go for it.
The Mono League is like lockdown.
Decent.
Yeah, Mono League's very good.
And now that you have Chen on top of the push, it's looking really scary. Now, one thing that I've noticed from the Wings draft is when I cast those scans is like, okay, so VP or Vega in that case has a much stronger draft than Wings. Wings just like, alright, forget your mid game. We're gonna just beat you in the laning stage, and that's exactly what they did. In this game though, I don't feel like they have heroes that could just like straight up beat your laning stage because Prophet's not really good at that. I mean, Razor's a very passive laner, and Juggernaut needs a very aggressive support to back him up, and Night Stalker not exactly best level 1 or 2. So I feel like Wings don't really have the best lanes. The mid game to me is in the hands of VP because they got the Roshan, they got the push, they have a lot of options in terms of how they want to play it.
Right.
So what is exactly Wings' game plan? I'm not really seeing it.
I think they're drafting very reactively, it feels.
Yeah.
Instead of having a firm game plan of their own, they're kind of just trying to deal with what Virtus.Pro throws out them.
Well, they don't have a lot of bonus time left, so
Reserve time.
we're gonna soon find out what their last support's gonna be.
10 seconds
For
remaining.
Virtus.Pro, by the way, we're missing their offlane.
5
I would imagine.
seconds remaining.
DK Phobos. What is the play?
Oh, Crystal
we-
Maiden.
Virtus.Pro's turn.
Spearbreaker. No
That's the
hesitation
FNG
about
hero.
that. Oh, that is gonna be the DK Phobos here.
Sure, you're right, because the FNG's gonna... Or the Chin.
Yeah, and he is one of the very active ones as well. Oh,
Hey,
that's not
Rose.
us. Ooh. Oh.
Okay, Ice
Hey.
Ice has just been playing Ice Frozen Heroes.
Yes.
Like,
There's
all
CM.
tournament. He's playing CM and AA.
In IC Minsk.
Hey.
Hey. or am I on
That was
thin
such a
ice
dejected-
saying that? Sorry.
Alright, so I get what the CM's trying to do, frostbite some Chen. I almost want to say that Wyvern might be better.
Well, Wyvern was banned out last ban for Virtus.Pro.
You know-
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was less been out, but I would agree. I don't think it's like a lot of people have.
10
I think
seconds
Virtus.Pro would agree as well.
remaining.
otherwise
They've
we
kind of
would've banned it.
overstated how bad the nerf is to the dealing
5
damage to everyone around it, but also
seconds
just if there's so many units there.
Yeah, you're just like, boom, one person's dead.
And it's mostly physical damage too, and if there's one thing you can do
Yeah,
against physical
exactly.
damage, there's that. Crystal Maiden, we saw
Prepare
Crystal
for
Maiden picked up
battle.
against the Chen earlier today.
I just feel like she doesn't do enough early.
She doesn't. We're gonna find out though if that is gonna be the case. If Crystal Maiden can live up to her expectations of being able with to deal with the Chen or not. It is time for Virtus.Pro taking on Wings Gaming.
Thank you very much, Shiver. I'm LD, live here with Winter. Winter, you wanted to see a last pick Beastmaster, which would have been even more disgusting, I think, than this lineup that VP has already assembled, which is straight out of the Goblack book of Dota. Heavy push, credible damage to towers.
Came from TI4 era.
It's coming back. The summons are back. All is back.
I mean, one thing about the SB is you don't rely so much on your cooldown because they needed an initiator that has
30
lockdown. So
seconds to battle.
SB doesn't rely on the cooldown of the ultimate, whereas if you go for the Beastmaster, it's more of like maybe too much of cooldown reliant heroes. So they probably felt like they wanted to be more aggressive. So with SB, you can actually have the global presence as well, and to shut down the Nature's Prophet.
Pretty good SB game, to be fair. The only tools to cancel it, the charge, are Frostbite, kind of tough to hit a lot of times, and Void, which is very unreliable. So with that, we get underway. It's VP taking on Wings. G going to be scouting out the bottom rune. Wings going to be controlling the top. We can see the Treants marching through the dire jungle, trying to get some vision. They did drop a hill ward up the top rune.
Wait,
So-
they're going aggressive lane.
Yeah, they're going to be running a Juggernaut CM. This is a
Old
classic old school pub duel lane. Many a pub was.
You know what is
Brought
more
to
old school
tears.
than that? It's CM morphing is even more old school than that.
No, you know what's even more old school than that? Svenless track. That's like going back to like
Man,
6.48.
You're an old man.
You, my friend.
That's a Dota 1 combo.
You'll be joining me soon. Don't worry.
I'm not joining you in the 30s club yet.
I'm not in the 30s club yet.
Soon.
I will be soon though.
Sorry I reminded you. I'm gonna make sure you have a really good present next time.
I'm looking forward to it, but Silent not looking forward to the harassment here that Innocence is putting out with the Void, right-click damage.
Yeah, but Chen is gonna make a move bottom, so to alleviate the pressure, he's gonna try to gank and jungle in the enemy forest.
He is scouted though, so they'll be ready for this one.
That's a good ward. You always have to place this ward when you're actually going aggressive tri-lane.
Oh,
And
they just missing on
He
the
just
D
missed-
ward.
What?
F and G. Spidey senses just
He
tingling.
knew, but
But he knew before they even react. Like no one reacted.
Like-
Razor's just farming mid.
because
Prophet's
it's
farming
a
bottom.
play you make when you're going
Yeah,
aggressive tri-lane. You have to place that ward.
That was just instincts, not anything Wings did to give it away.
Oh my god. And
Ooh.
just like what Sebastian says, if you don't find the ward, you can never assume there's a ward. There's no wards there.
And in fact, he knows. Thing is though, now that he's in the jungle, Razor can never feel safe because there's no ward scouting the actual rotation towards mid. And up against the Exort Invoker, so have to sit back a little bit.
At least it's an Exalt Invoker, you know, so you don't have the tornado setup to worry about.
Yeah, Cold Snap into Chen creeps is
look
pretty
at
bad.
the real
though.
tornado right there.
We get a close up. Let's get in the eye of the storm.
Oh, you actually like that movie?
Did you see what I did there? Aren't you proud of me?
Always proud of you, Mr. Gorman. Went after the countless failures.
What failures?
Beyond the schedule.
Okay, that's so not fair. I have no power. I have no power here. I'm in Belarus, man.
Sorry.
I am but a commentator.
Life is never fair. If you expect everything to be fair,
Radiant's
get out of
middle
here.
tower is under
Get the
attack.
hell out. Alright, so we are back underway. It looks like Phobos. She'll take a bit of harassment from the Prophet, but Space Cow can handle the punishment. He was built for this.
It is CS. He actually has the high. Oh my god, he has the highest amount of CS.
They're making a move top lane, spin to win. Silent, completely caught out. Oh, just kidding. Backs away.
Huh?
They had that, but I guess he didn't want to trade.
They. Even if he trade, it was first birth.
I know, but Shadow values his own life too much. That was very surprising.
It's a long day. It's a long day.
Let them feel the cool of your blade.
Give them a slack. I give them some slack. Yeah. Cut them slack.
Curious if this Chen does try to post up on mid. He's hanging out.
Oh,
He has
yes.
the troll.
Quite a decent creep. So he might actually go for the Penitence if he wants to go. I think if you talk about level 1 spell, Test of Fate and Penitence, you need to go going for a gank. Penitence in most situations will be better. Set up a gank, especially if it's an Exalt Invoker.
Mm-hmm. Just to make it a little bit easier to connect.
Yep.
Oh, that's pretty good there.
Snap Penitence.
See ya. Look at that Fairy Fire Mango combo. You're leading the life of luxury when you start with both of those. Though. No luxury to be had here. He goes triple Wex to try and get out of range, and eventually will manage to escape. We have not talked at all about the Spear Breaker, by the way. He's 17-2. This lane is not working out the way Beyond would like.
Like he's built to survive his lane. Like you mentioned, like Prophet wins his lane by Harris. Like a lot of Harris. Oh no, mid lane.
There's the Troll Trap setting up the stun. Do they have the firepower here with the Invoker going to work? Deafening Blast even chucked out. Pops the Fairy Fire. Not gonna happen. VP strike first and Faith Beyond. Kuwelpi next. Running into the Chen army. Into the Invoker right clicks. And into death it appears. One more right click. Does he have it? Is there Sunstreak available? Any sort of Invoke? G? Oh, Tower suddenly turns on him! He has to pump the Fairy Fire, and Faith Beyond swags away with a double kill, laughs at the Chen creep. That aggro, man. Ouch.
Plays very well.
Oh, he fogs him, and then the Tower just got mad and decided to execute him.
Because he right click on the hero, I guess.
Yeah, it must have been, because it didn't look like he was the natural target there. My god. Well, that went from a bad Prophet feed into an amazing play.
That was a caffeine moment right there. We were like, alright, Prophet's gonna die, everything's gonna be normal, Invoker's gonna escape.
And then 6.86 happened.
Whatever you called it, but Phobos is having a 6.86 life right now. No, maybe a 6.85 offlane life. That's right.
The
now.
worst part is he even used his Fairy Fire, incidentally. That's when you get really sad.
Yeah, that was lost, you know. 75 gold right there, down the drain.
Damage. The damage winter. He is going committed to the Exort build here. Gets the 3 points.
Yep, it's the global presence. They want to have synergy with the B, so you can charge, Sunstrike. A lot of pressure for the enemy team.
And that is the good news here for VP is when the Prophet TP'd, Breaker was just there getting his levels. Now they rotate onto FNG, but Spearbreaker's not too far off. They even braided Shadow. The Creep's getting involved with the Hadouken to try and scare Wings off, but no such luck.
You have global presence. We do also have the Prophet for our
We have
global.
teleport scrolls.
Yep, man.
And the Prophet. But it's a pretty big rotation. Now top lane's abandoned, and Lycan can look to take advantage.
Yeah, it was not like they gained a lot of that gang because they rotated so many heroes. kill, it's a kill. They're gonna be able to remove FNG from the jungle. Phobos has ultimate.
And Faith Bianch might be removed from the map here. Sunstrike, he gets bashed out of it, but that also means he got bashed. Which means he takes a lot of extra damage. So I'll be fine.
So what you're saying is either way he's dead?
Yes. Well, you were like, oh.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
For a moment I was worried, okay, he might actually not die. Alright, just kidding, too much damage.
And these are the trades. This is the nice thing about the VP draft is, even if they get a kill, like you push so hard in pretty much every lane that there will be punishment. And it's the top tower that's currently taking the beating.
Here comes the Prophet, Faith Bian gets the Sprout onto Lil Hardy.
Very nice, Silent, not yet level 6 just yet, could be trouble for him. See if he's able to back away. They do settle for the Venge kill in the end. FNG on the smoke.
The Revenge Squad. Oh, the smoke!
Oh, there we go. Probably not the way he's hoping to have it broken. Sunstrike comes through, and that one's gonna connect. Oh man, that's an easy takedown. Looking for the trade for the Razor. Oh, the Chen creep's getting in his way. Couldn't quite finish the job, and now looking to slow down. Oh, they got the troll.
Dire's top tower.
Very back and forth early game here, Winter. 4-3, 7 minutes in.
This is Dota 2, boys. Everyone is trying to take control of the game. Don't you like games like this?
I love games like this. I live for these games. It has everything. It's like a great Shakespeare play. You know, feeds, fails, big plays, moments of brilliance and triumph. Brings a tear to your eye.
And moments of question marks.
Lots of question marks. So, Juggernaut, 53 CS,
Radiant's
having a
top
pretty good
tower
time.
is under
Has the
attack.
Aquila. Looks like Battle Fury is the
Dire's
build for
bottom
Shadow.
tower is under attack.
Grab the Rain of Regen.
Radiant's top
They're
tower
charging him
has
bottom.
fallen.
This will be a great hero to shut down, but this is not going to be an easy target. Coming in hot, DK Phobos. The spin connects. Just as he arrives, he gets the bash off, and the Nether Strike too has the mana. Just kidding. He's Omni Slash.
No stats, you know. If he had like a small item that maybe Aquila or something, he was really close to surviving there. Might have gotten his Omni Slash off.
Do you think he would have lived with the Omni though? I think he might have died anyway.
Yeah, maybe they would have been able to get a return kill because Prophet had ultimate and CM might have been able to finish one.
That's true.
Yeah, so they might have been able to get a kill. That's why a lot of the players rally. Wow.
Got him! Gee, just such. Like you said, I think everyone is tired. I've seen some really wacky stuff today.
He wants some sunshine, you know.
I saw a Chen solo kill a Death Prophet earlier. I've now seen G Sunstrike himself. I've seen it all today, Winter. Haven't seen the sights in Minsk though.
No, I think you freeze before you see anything.
Yeah, I don't think we'd get very far.
You literally get frostbitten.
So, with the game slowing down now, score 4-4 at 9 minutes in. I know draft-wise, we were both feeling like VP just had this ridiculously strong lineup, even before the 5th pick.
Yep, 5-man rush control.
Are you still feeling VP at this stage?
Yeah. I think they have a fairly easier lineup to execute, whereas Wings are more reliant on outplaying, try to outmaneuver with the Prophet, split them up, try to get a pick off with Night Stalker here and there, and try to slow down the push and drag the game long enough for them to actually be able to rat non-stop and just... Because technically they have 4 cores, right? Four of their heroes can become cores.
Especially with the start they've had on the top 3, Avenge is going to get a lot of space.
CM is going to be like the poor position 7, position 6 hero here in this game.
I think that's the only position I ever see CM in nowadays. Chain feeding. They picked it to quote-unquote counter the Chen. Do you feel like it's done its job so far?
Before that happens, you know, before we talk about that,
Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun.
I think he did a fairly okay job early, but Chen got driven out of the forest at the start. So even though they needed more heroes to do that, they needed 4 heroes, not only the CM alone. But I think overall, her other contribution is like the mana. It's like something you cannot calculate it. You can't say how much the hero did in the lane.
Oh, the charged into the Roche. This game really has it all. The Roche bash on the charge.
You're gonna kill the Roche now?
Yeah, get some sweet revenge on the Rockman. Let's go. Innocence is gonna find Thailand, but he's also been found by Phobos. Sunstrike, that's a connection. And down will go.
Why is everyone's...
Now they go rush.
Okay, he
No,
got the
Courier, Faith Beyond. One more right click would get the job done, but can't quite find it. The charge coming in, and we'll just barely get out of there.
Alright, this game.
And now the rush. This game truly has it all. Do not see Wayne's contesting this.
What do you think?
Plasma Field last hit the Roshan. Not quite. DK Phobos with the charge.
Juggernaut, he's running.
A random spin appears, and he gets swapped back in. Shadow just eats himself away.
He goes into the shadows.
VP collects their bonus.
Oh my god, what is...
I thought Christmas was over, but apparently there's still presents.
You know what's coming next? Chinese New Year, you're giving away red packets.
Yeah, well, I think Wings got it backwards. You're supposed to be the ones collecting the gifts, not giving them away to your opponents. They may lose the Razor here as well. Ice does manage to pick off FNG, but it's gonna cost them a Razor very likely. One more auto attack finishes off that, and the Meatball beholds the brilliance of the Invoker. Rolls in, and now Ice will be next. 4 have fallen. I hope that's Admiral Bulldog on the Nature's Prophet.
And he actually at this point saved you, even if it's Admiral Bulldog. Didn't salvage the last game for his team.
I don't know if anyone can salvage this one.
is under attack.
Could have just stepped away, keep farming, and just let it be. The split push. What?
They can't even really split push that well though. Like, all they have is profit.
Yeah, but how could have... I don't know, man. How would have they be able to actually take that fight?
Oh, almost sniped Silent. They get him. Nicely done. This is what they're looking for. These chaotic fights where they just find pickoffs. Phobos will fall. That's 2 down. Big heroes at that. G going for the TP out. Can they isolate him? They can, but they can't stun him. It's not too bad. CM for a Lycan Spear Breaker.
Lost the tower, so that's something.
You're gonna lose the towers, right? I don't know how you save your towers this game. So do you think just split push then?
Yeah, I think split pushing, like, obviously you take fights when you feel you're stronger, you have the ultimates up.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
But I think overall head-on engagements, VP are still very, very strong with their lineup. Especially when they finish probably the double Necrobooks on the Lycan and the Invoker, and when they have that, it's like good luck fighting into, you know, VP. They have just way too much summon, and
Wings, I mean, you look at their draft, they have, I would say, fairly mediocre deep push. You have Plasma Field, Nova, and Prophet Ult. That's pretty much it.
And spin.
And spin, but we saw what happened the last time he spun. They just swap him in and right-click him and he dies. It's not easy.
There's gonna be just the amount of a timing window for VP where they have all their items and they're just gonna run down your lanes as 5 heroes. And Wings have to like cut creeps, you know, do all those red stuff.
Jug's not too bad for it, and he is getting a Battle Fury, so...
It's dangerous this game because of the SB. That's the difference between having the SB and the Beastmaster.
Yeah, you always can be getting ganked, especially for a hero like Nature's Prophet.
You never know if you're safe when you don't see Phobos on the map. Especially with the Sunstrike as well. So first Necrobook out. Push your comments. I don't think you're a fan of all this, like you're like holding your palm onto your face, you're like this 5-man is coming.
I'm just racking my brain as to what Wings can do at this point. It feels like VP have to severely misplay to turn the game.
Radiant's middle tower has
Like
fallen.
purely based on the lineups at this stage.
Sunstrike.
Strike will connect and it hits Innocence, but there's some creeps there. And now they look for the turner on Sprout. Coming through, Crystal Maiden ult, and Phobos just laughs in their faces, TP's away.
This is when you use your chat wheel. It's great.
Quick high ground. They're high grounding. It's happening. 15 minutes in. But we had some delays today, but VP want to get us back on schedule. Lil goes in with the swap. Will connect. Down goes the Razor. It's time to spin to lose here. As Shadow is just run down by right clicks from the Invoker. That's 2 more cores down. They are breaking the base at 15 minutes.
Looks like we're gonna have an early bedtime today. The way this is going.
That's wonderful. But maybe not so wonderful for Wings. Had some brilliant games earlier, but this was not one of them. They will lose the range tracks to melee next. They got nothing. There is just no deep push here. They've taken avoiding Forge Spirits.
Dire's top tower is under
There
attack.
goes the second cracks the melee down.
It seems like 5-man is the way to go.
Well, it seems like teams that get ambushed by 5-man are just screwed, you know? Like Fnatic was up against a 5-man draft earlier, but they found a way to run the AM where it couldn't be punished.
They did receive some help from their opponents that
That's-
game.
that's true.
They were really close to losing that game.
That's true.
So I wouldn't say that they found a way to deal with the 5-man.
It just feels like Wings had like the worst possible draft to deal with it towards the end.
It actually was fine if they didn't lose so many heroes at the Roshan, because they could have just continued farming and get more items. But it just sped up VP's timing because they lost like what 4 heroes there, gave levels away to VP,
Dire's middle
basically
tower
gave
is
away
under
the
attack.
necrobooks to VP as well. So I mean,
Dire's structures
even though
are
their draft is
fortified.
not so suitable at defending, but I think that they
Honestly,
still could have executed.
The other thing that is, I mean, important to keep in mind is VP there's like no footage on VP on this patch. They did not play a single game in 6.86 until this tournament. So because of that, it's really hard to game plan against them, and this is literally just copy pasta straight out of what Godblack has been doing with Spirit Gaming, it feels like. And
Radiant's top
So the
tower
last-
if you haven't seen them run it, maybe you're just not
The
experienced.
last game they played was in the new house. That was the last game that they
They
played.
played at the Summit, yeah.
That was the
And obviously, you know, as with all teams, it's a very different patch. EG, same thing. You just, and even Secret. But Secret has not been running as
alright.
unusual.
That was like 5 seconds before the tower went down, or maybe 4. So Rex is like 1, 2, 3, 4. Spin to win, spin to lose.
Radiant's
VP, just for ignoring heroes. They don't care about the kills. They want the racks. They get the melee. Now they're going to turn on the range.
Look at the amount of stuff. They have 3 necrobooks.
They just run at them and you die. Shadow will just get munched down during the deafening blast, which is not particularly long at this stage of the game. Now Silent onto the throne. Wings, not even going to bother fighting any
You know
longer.
there's a traditional
GG.
There's a traditional necrobook counter.
Virtus.Pro
You know
victory.
what happened to us back in Dota 1? when
Or
we
was
were-
it the Midas? Mass Midas?
No.
That was the Pinoy counter. to
Yeah, that was
Necrobook.
one of the counters, but you can't use it now. So
Yeah.
basically, back then in Dota 1, we were doing something similar. We have like 3 cores that buy necrobooks, and the enemy team drafted Omni Knight and OD. Because the first spell, the nuke orb effect actually does a lot of damage to summons.
I don't
And
think that would work this
and then
game at all.
you repel OD to kill all the books.
It comes online too quickly. They were breaking base in 15 minutes. Like
Yeah, but that was their own fault.